透き通る夢を見ていた柔らかい永遠
Welcome to 15 visual novels on the Nintendo Switch that we think are worth a look if you're into the genre. It can sometimes be questionable as to how much gameplay is involved, but for us, these are fantastic ways to relax and get into a novel on the Nintendo Switch. We love how these stories are brought to life, and the awesome thing about the Switch is being able to take these stories with you on the move or just lying in bed and enjoying taking part in these adventures.
Before we get into it, just a heads up that most of the games mentioned in this list have physical releases, some Western, some as imports with English. If you enjoy our content and want to purchase any of these games, then consider supporting us at the same time by using the purchase links in the description and pinned comment. Alright, let's get on with it.
First up, one of the best, it's Clannad, a visual novel that is very intriguing from the start. Ordinary school life, you may think, cannot be that interesting, but here it turns into a complex tale of characters which are interesting based in the town in which they live. It's the soundtrack though and the visuals which really take this visual novel to another level though, along with its very well written story. You can play the game using the touchscreen, which makes it perfect for on the move play, and the text can either be in English or in Japanese. Text can be skipped or rewound if required. While the game is a tad expensive, it's for me one of the best visual novels on the Switch to date.
While Phoenix Wright may not be a true visual novel, erring slightly more in the point-and-click adventure style game, we think it's so top tier that we must have it on this list. One of Capcom's best franchises, has been around the block a few times to say the least, but on the Switch, on the go, in HD, it's a fantastic release. In this trilogy, you're looking at like 60 hours worth of investigations and courtroom drama. It's a game that we constantly go back to over the years, and we can't count how many times that we've bought it. It's available digitally in the West, but Japan received a nice physical edition, which I had to pick up. Links are below if you want to find it for yourself.
Steins Gate is a fantastic visual novel for those that want something a little bit more adult. The story sounds a bit out there as a group of tech-savvy lab members find a way of changing the past using a modified microwave, but it's written very well and gets you hooked as soon as you start. Things soon spiral out of control and you can't wait to see how the story unfolds and transpires. What I really like about this is every choice you make has a consequence, making those decisions mean something. Everything here, from the visuals to the music to the animations, is absolutely on point and is one that all of us here at Switchwatch recommend.
Ever heard of a booze 'em up? Well, here you are a bartender at Valhalla in Glitch City, a place that attracts some interesting people, and as long as you keep them lubricated... Okay, full disclosure, Juan wrote this, not me. Lubricated, come on man, that sounds well dodged. Let's just say topped up with bevies, that sounds a bit better. But anyways, as long as you keep the drinks flowing, you will learn a lot about the people. There are decisions to be made, but interestingly, it's through the drinks that you prepare for your clients. Once you get to know them, preparing the right drink is going to be the key. This is one of those games that I thoroughly recommend, if only for the soundtrack alone, which is awesome. Limited Run Games are doing a physical version of this for the West, but you can get a Japanese physical copy, which has English.
Well, if you loved Clannad, then Planetarium was made by the same studio called Key. On the Switch, this has now been given the HD remaster treatment. If you love sci-fi and want to experience the tales of Junker and a robot Unimi, then this is for you. Unemi, I don't know how you do it, but anyway, the soundtrack is absolutely immense again, and the artwork for me is stunning. Voice work is in Japanese only with English subtitles.
星に導かれた奇跡の物語。
In the Grisaya trilogy, there is a lot of content with 3 main titles, 5 after stories, and 29 short stories. Here, the protagonist goes by the name of Yuji Kazami. Here, he decides to enroll in a school where the only students are 5 girls. Lucky for him, or is it? Well, that's what you will need to find out in this fascinating story. It's worth noting that this is an adult-orientated visual novel set, so it may not be to everyone's taste due to the content. It's rated 18 for a reason. This released digitally in the West for a hefty price, I may add, but you can pick up a physical version of all 3 games from Japan, which luckily has English on the cartridge. Links are below.
Back in the 90s was daring. Had a massive impact on the visual novels of today, and even now still impresses. More often than not, it does get it right, and it's still a very well written piece which is complex with multiple routes. So if you have the patience to put the time into this, you'll discover a boatload of content here, and one that is still very enjoyable to this day.
If you like horror, then Raging Loop may be for you. It's psychological, and the scene is set in a secluded village in Japan. Ancient gods are hunting villagers down one by one. There is a complex branching story with plenty of characters to meet, and there are motivations to discover. Here you die over and over in a raging loop, but with each death you will come back discovering more knowledge from your previous one. It's certainly a very interesting tale, and one that's very compelling.
AI, The Somnium Files. This visual novel intrigued me from the very beginning. One rainy night, a woman's body is found in an abandoned theme park. As a detective arrives, he finds that he knows the woman, and at the scene he finds a young girl with an ice pick in her hands. This one has a dose of horror and some gory murders. Can it really be that easy to solve that first murder though? Well, here you need to hone your detective skills in a 30-hour campaign. This has multiple endings. I love the visuals, love the music here, and is one that I found very enjoyable from beginning to end. Well worth the money, and if you can find a physical edition of this one, well worth picking up as well. It's one that I can fully recommend. Very, very enjoyable if you love your visual novels.
But how? And why? Search for leads inside the subject's dream. We're going to catch them soon, aren't we?
I harbor no grudges against you.
Yeah! What?
Lila, look, the wall.
That happened at 3 a.m.
Sorry.
World End Syndrome mixes romance with murders and the living dead. It's a gripping story that will make you shiver, but ask for more. You've arrived in a beautiful seaside town and join the local school's clubs before a dead body drifts onto the shores of the river, and it's up to you and your friends to figure out if the legend of the Yomibito is true and what it means for the town. I don't know. This is a romantic horror story where you get to spend your summer days interacting with the locals and investigating some local legends. While the town looks stunning, there is something lurking in its underbelly, and all is not what it seems in this intriguing game.
Deathmark. Here in Tokyo, a mysterious birthmark has been seen appearing on certain individuals, and it looks grotesque. Anyone who gets the mark will die in horrifying circumstances. As a protagonist here, you have been deprived of your memories and arrive at a mansion which is said to protect the bearers of the mark. As you begin, the countdown to your death has already begun. This is tense, keeps the tension up all the way through to the point where you'll need to have a break from it. There is mystery, horror, and the best thing I can say about this is it kept me absolutely glued until the very end. A fantastic visual novel game.
In Root's letter, Last Answer, you follow in the footsteps of Aya Fumino, a school pen friend who allegedly was involved in a tragic murder 15 years ago. As adults now, you have to uncover clues in the letters written to each other to track down childhood friend for questioning. This is an interesting take on the visual novel genre due to its use of real-life pictures of environments and people. It may get overly wacky at times compared to the murder premise, and tread the lines of what is actually funny or awkward, but I really enjoyed it personally.
ELISA. Evelyn abandons her high-powered tech career and has a 3-year absence. After this time, she resurfaces working as a proxy for a virtual counselling app called ELISA. Her job now is to read a script provided by an AI. Finding out what's going on here is certainly something which took my interest instantly. This was made by an indie team and they have done a great job telling the story in a visual novel format. The art style is lovely and all hand painted, which brings the story to life, and the musical score is absolutely excellent too. I suggest you give this one a try if you've not done so already.
My Tetsu Pure Station is a visual novel that's only just releasing on the Switch. It holds the title of perhaps the weirdest premise of the lot. A humanoid rail operator has lost their train, and you have to help them find it. We could talk about the plot more, but we have to be honest, you'd probably think that we're making it up if we did. It does feature nice artwork and a worrying amount of fan service, but that's usually a plus point for many people who love the genre. Definitely one to keep an eye on.
2064 Read Only Memories is an intriguing cyberpunk thriller, and the Switch version has some exclusive included content. Here I love the pixel art, the catchy electronic soundtrack, and it's a classic style adventure game. Here you get to explore the modern day issues of individuality, freedom and identity. There's loads of characters here as well, and you even get a 55-page digital art book. A fantastic little addition to anyone's collection for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this video. We really do appreciate it here at Switchwatch. If you want to purchase any of these games as physical versions, then we'll pop some links in the pinned comment and in the description. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell notification, that's really important so we can let you know when our next video goes live. We make lots of lists like this one to keep you up to date with all these great games that are on the Nintendo Switch, and we also let you know every Sunday what bargains are available on the eShop, and Jordan even puts together a bunch of physical games, brand new ones that come out every week, so it's definitely worth your time to subscribe. We also add the odd review usually once a week or so well worth your time. And just to make it even more interesting for you, we're giving away a Nintendo Switch Lite when we hit 50,000 subscribers, and if you do watch our bargains video every week, you stand a chance to win $10 too. So we love to give away here at Switchwatch. We just need you guys to keep supporting us. We really do appreciate it. Thank you so much from Jordan and I. We'll see you again on the next one. Take care. I'll put some videos up above now. Click on one of those and we'll see you over there.